Coming to you from Hollywood, almost live, it's Comics Unleashed with your host, Byron Allen. Tonight, Byron welcomes Joe Devito, Jeff Wayne, Tom Dreesen, and Tiffany Haddish. And now, a man who was voted class clown in the hospital nursery, Byron Allen.
Welcome to Comics Unleashed. You ready to have some fun? Oh no, you ready to have some fun? All right, say hello to my man, DJ A1. We have some funny people here. Tom Dreesen. Tiffany Haddish. Jeff Big Daddy Wayne. And Joe Devito. Tom, how come they call you old school?
They call me because I'm old. No, you know, the comics today, the young comics today, oftentimes refer to me as old school. I guess because the way we started out. You know, and also, I was at the Laugh Factory about a month ago, and two of the young comics were talking about me backstage, but they didn't know I was listening. I was getting ready to go on. One of them said, you know, Tom Dreesen's on tonight, and he's old school. And the other one said, what do you mean old school? He said, well, he doesn't use the F word. And the other comedian said, he doesn't use the F word. What does he use for adjectives? And I stuck my head around the corner. I said, adjectives.
Is this right? You just got a divorce?
Yes, I got a divorce. I got married and I'm divorced and I'm happy. Free at last. Free at last. Woo! Thank you. Thank you. It's been hard though. At first it was kind of hard. Them first 3 months was real difficult for me. The first 3 months of the divorce, I was crying all the time, singing Beyonce songs, waking up butt naked on the floor like Dorothy Dandridge out of a bad movie. It was all bad. You know, and I'm good now. I'm good. I've been dating and stuff, and I have learned something very valuable from marriage, that there are red flags out there, and when you dating, it's a lot of dudes with red flags. Like they on the flag team or something. Like it's halftime at the football game. They're like, oh yeah, you know, I got one kid. I'm in between houses right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm just out here hustling. I'm like, oh, he is straight up flag team. Just... I've learned to walk away from the flag. Walk away from the flags.
Joe, you just got in from New York?
I just flew in, and it's always an ordeal, because these security people, they always hassle me, because I travel with one of those neck pillows, you know, the ones that are filled with heroin. But I saw them search a baby. Have you ever seen that? Every now and then they'll pick a baby out to search, so they act like, oh, not looking for anyone in particular, so sucks to be you, baby. And they're working them over, shaking them out, you know? And everyone behind me is getting so mad, saying, why are they searching a little baby? They should search for someone who looks like a terrorist. What's a little baby going to do? Well, let me ask you something. Who's ruined more of your flights? It's those, I want them profiling babies. If I get to the airport and I see a big guy in a weird overcoat, I want him searched, not because I think he's a terrorist. I think he might be 5 babies stacked up on top of each other trying to get on my flight.
So you like guys with tattoos?
Oh, I do like guys with tattoos, but I don't like guys with tattoos of faces on their bodies. Like, if they have, like, their mama tattooed on their chest or their kids on their chest, and then you trying to be intimate with them and their mama looking at you the whole time. That's how you gonna do my son, huh? That makes me uncomfortable.
So What kind of guys are you meeting out there?
I'm meeting all kind of guys, young guys, older guys. I really like to date older guys because, you know, I don't know if you ever... I'm just saying, like, I like dating older guys. I like how you guys leaned in and start to listen. Yeah, throw that on the... That's what I'm talking about. Like, you date an older guy, if you date a younger guy and you invite him over to your place, he's like, oh, yeah, when I get there, I'm going to tear it up, I'm going to beat it up and all that. And I'm not into domestic violence. I'm not into that at all. You know? You invite an older guy over and he's like, hey, can I pay your light bill, your rent? Can you make me some soup? I'm like, yes. Jackpot.
All right, don't go away. We'll be right back with more Comics Unleashed.
For more laughs, go to comicsunleashed.com.
All right, welcome back to Comics Unleashed. Now, Tom, you grew up in a tough neighborhood.
Yeah, I grew up on the south side of Chicago, a suburb called Harvey, Illinois, which is, in fact, Harvey was named #1 in the United States for crime for a community of its size, which really made the people feel good because they had been #2 for so long. But, you know, there's talk around the country today about bullies in the schoolyard. And, by the way, it's very important, and they should talk about that. But we had bullies. I mean, I'm sure all of you, wherever you came from, we had bullies in our neighborhood. There was a group in my neighborhood, if you looked at them cross-eyed, they'd beat the heck out of you. They wore black and white. We called them nuns.
So, Joe, your family wants you to get married?
Yeah, and the nagging. Every time I visit, as soon as I walk in the door, when are you gonna get married? When are you get married? And I told them, look, I'm a grown man. You know? Either you treat me like an adult, or I take my laundry elsewhere.
You like living in L.A.?
Oh, I love living in L.A. I really do. And it's interesting as I travel around the world, because with an act like mine, you have to travel. You'll have all these people that ask about L.A. because they see it in the movies and television. You know, and they'll go, L.A., oh, you got drive-by shooting. I tell them, hey, we got to keep that traffic moving. People say, oh, you're from L.A., you must be bilingual. I'm from Kentucky, I'm not even lingual. The one thing they all ask about are earthquakes. Were you ever in an earthquake? Yes. Did you feel it? Of course you feel it, the word earthquakes, you know. But of course, I remember the big one back in '94. Remember that?
Yeah.
When on television, every night the newscaster, the epicenter was Northridge. Wherever your butt was, that was the epicenter.
Right.
And he said there was 22 aftershocks. I know that was true because I had to change my underwear 22 times. But one thing I give credit to the city of Los Angeles about with the earthquakes is 2 weeks after that, they gave an all-day seminar in all the elementary schools to the children so they could understand what happened. My son was 7 at that day. He came home. I said, what'd you learn about earthquakes? He said, shift happens.
So, Tiffany, you still hitting the clubs?
Oh, man, yeah. I go to the club all the time. At least once a week, I go dancing to the club. I love to go dancing. And my favorite thing to wear when I go dancing is a jumper. I love that, like, one-piece, you know, whole outfit, just looking all sexy, hold your body in. You can just move around everything, dance, kick your legs up, nobody say nothing. But the part that I don't like about it is when you drink too many drinks and then you got to use a restroom and then you got to peel out that jumpsuit. That's the hardest, because you got to go. You don't want to go to the bathroom by yourself, but then you go by yourself and then you get in there and you got to peel out that thing and then you squatting over the seat because you don't want to sit down because females is nasty, so you don't want to sit down. And then you realize the door broke and you're holding the door and you're holding your jumper because you don't want that to touch the floor, then you're trying to squat. Then the next thing you know, somebody trying to come in there, somebody trying to come in and stall. You're like, wait, hold on, wait a minute, I'm in here, wait a minute, oh, wait a minute, I'm in here. Then you finish and you pull your jumper back up and you zip it up and then you realize you got a little bit of pee right there on the front. How'd I do that? Then you under the dryer trying to dry off and everything. It's just hard. It's hard being a female in the club. I'm just saying.
For more laughs, go to comicsunleashed.com.
Now, Tom, you think think you'll ever get remarried?
No, I don't. You know what? I thought about it and thought I was married 26 years. I think I'm just going to get a dog because. No, I mean a dog is man's best friend. You know, my buddy tried to tell me, my wife is my best friend. A dog is man's best friend. Put your wife and your dog in the trunk of your car, leave them there for an hour, open the trunk, see which one is happy to see you. She won't be wagging her tail, I promise you that. Now, you know, I will say, my ex-wife did try to save the marriage. I came home one day, she was stark naked. She said, tie me up and you can do anything you want. So I tied her up and I went to play golf.
Tiffany, you been staying in shape?
Yeah, I've been staying in shape, Byron. I've been, you know, eating salad and stuff, drinking water, rocking my unicorn hair, feeling all magical and whatnot. You know, running away from broke men. It's life. Yeah. That's it. That's
enough.
Well, you know, I have been staying in shape and doing what I do. I know a lot of people look at me and think I'm in my late 20s, but actually I'm like 105. Thanks to my unicorn hair weaves, because you know, when you get that weave, it pull your whole face back. Right? It's like the facelift for black women.
All right, tell us more about your unicorn hair.
Oh, my unicorn hair. Well, you know, I love long, beautiful hair. Today, I'm rocking the short unicorn look. I know people are like, unicorn, unicorn. Yes, because I think of myself as the last black unicorn. Why? Because unicorns are magical creatures, and they destroy negative energy. And when a unicorn walks into the room, you can't help but to feel good, especially when I walk into a room, because I come in like this. Feel good, don't you, Mike? Feel good, don't it? It's unicorn, baby. Unicorn. Thank you, Betty, for doing my hair.
That's got to be really scary when you're her boyfriend and you come home and she tells you, baby, I'm a unicorn.
I'm about to unicorn you, Daddy.
They don't get any crazier than Tiffany. All right, don't go away. We'll be right back with more Comics Unleashed.
For more laughs, go to comicsunleashed.com.
Tell us about working with Frank Sinatra.
I toured with Frank Sinatra for 14 years as his opening act in 45, 50 cities a year. There was never really anyone like him in our industry. But I used to like to, he made me laugh, and I like to make him laugh. But he made me laugh because you toured with Sammy Davis.
Yes.
And so did I. And you know, Sammy had a glass eye.
Yes.
Frank Sinatra's bodyguard, Julie, had a glass eye. One Christmas, Frank bought a set of binoculars, sawed them in half, sent one to Julie and one to Sammy. That was his sense of humor. But I think that the hardest I ever made him laugh, we go to church one Sunday. I was staying at his house down in Rancho Mirage, and he decides that we're all going to go to church. And whatever Frank said, everybody did, you know. So we go to church, and all of his house guests, and the priest makes an announcement. He said, ladies and gentlemen, Frank wanted us to read the gospel. And I said, why are we going to do this? He said, well, they let lay people read the gospel, Tommy. And I'm nervous because I was an altar boy, but some of those words, you know. So we get into church, and the priest makes the announcement. He said, reading from today's gospel will be Mr. Roger Moore, Mr. Gregory Peck, Mr. Frank Sinatra, and Mr. Tom Dreesen. And the whole church began to buzz, who's Tom Dreesen? And now, I had to follow Gregory Peck. When Gregory Peck reads the gospel, people say, didn't he write this? You know, because he's got that majestic voice. So now, when he finishes in Mass, and the priest said, you know, it's time for the Mass end, he said, perhaps some of you may have seen comedian Tom Dreesen on The Tonight Show talking about his Catholic school upbringing. Maybe he'll honor us with a joke. Frank said, get up, tell him a joke. I couldn't think of a joke that you could tell in church to save her. So I finally got I said, there was a priest in the middle of Mass in the Midwest. He turned around and he said to the congregation, I'm the priest in this parish, and I make $200 a week, and that's not enough. Moments later, the bishop walked on and said, I'm the bishop in this diocese, and I make $400 a week, and that's not enough. Up in the choir, the organist started playing. He said, I'm the organist in this diocese, and I make $2,000 a week, and there's no business like so.
Jeff, you married the same woman twice.
Yes, I did. You know, I married her twice. I wanted my house back. And, you know, we loved each other. We tried to keep it together. We went to counseling. He wouldn't agree with either one of us. We beat the hell out of him. We just would argue and fight. It got so bad we couldn't visit the Grand Canyon. We couldn't trust each other. I'll never forget the second time she left me. I came home and went to the den. There was a letter on my desk, and it said, "I'm leaving you because you criticized me too much." Of course, she spelled criticize wrong. But we try to stay friends because we have the kids, and we try to remain civil. And she's into health, eating health food, organic food, working out, exercising. Recently, she chased her family back 6 generations to see what everybody died from, to see if there's a common health link. She told me, "Jeff, I'm going to do that for you." And she calls me up 2 weeks later. "I traced your family back 6 generations. They all died from the same thing, self-inflicted gunshot wounds." I said, "Maybe they knew your family."
Joe, you come from a big family?
Yeah, it's, you know, we're like a lot of Italian families. We believe if you can't say something nice, try screaming across the dinner table. And it's amazing, this obsession we have with food. I don't know if you know what Italian families are like, but we don't eat like normal people, because normal people don't start Sunday dinner at 10 a.m. Normal people don't eat a meal and talk about other meals at the same time. And normal people don't leave the table saying, "Man, I gotta get out of these sweatpants." That's a bad sign. Once you max out the sweats, because you notice you see a lot of gigantic people wearing the sportswear. Yeah. Ooh, when's that workout gonna start? Next one, anybody? You don't believe me? Go to one of those buffets. Go to the all-you-can-eat buffet. You'll see so many corporate logos. You'll think you're at the Olympic Training Center.
You're a big shopper?
Oh, yeah, I love to shop. I love to shop, especially for skinny jeans. Skinny jeans are my favorite kind of jeans because they hold in all your skinny fat, you know what I'm saying? They pull that cellulite in and lift it up to your booty, make it look just right, and dudes be like, "Dang, she got it going on." And then you get them home and you take them jeans off and it sounds like a cylinder of biscuits just opened up. Just poop, 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 poop. There you go, baby. Pillsbury dope girl right there. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. Every lady in here know what I'm talking about. You ever wore some jeans so tight when you take them off, it still look like you got jeans on? I'm just saying. I love the shop.
Give them a round of applause. That was a lot of fun. Thank you. And you at home, thank you. Until next time, keep laughing.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.